everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef. Today I'm going to show you how to make a pressure cooker brown sugar ham using Pampered Chef's Deluxe Multi-Cooker. If you have Pampered Chef's Quick Cooker, you can also make this recipe in that pot as well. You can make this in your Instapot or other brand electric pressure cooker as well. But we're going to go ahead and get started. I have a store-bought, fully cooked ham, and this is a bone-in. You could use bone-in or boneless. It's totally up to you. My store only had bone-in, so I bought this at Walmart. And you want to make sure that you find a ham that's between 5 and 7 pounds, not too much more than that, only because it may not fit in your pot. And you'll notice I've trimmed a little bit of extra here. And what you want to do before you start making this is you want to make sure this is going to fit in the pot with the lid on, because if it doesn't, then you're going to have to trim it like I did. And so I made sure that this is going to fit in my 6-quart pot that comes with the Deluxe Multi-Cooker, so that I don't have any issues after I have all the ingredients in the pot. So make sure you do that step first so that you know where you need to trim if necessary, and put the lid on to make sure that you get it on there, and then come back, take it out, and then get it ready to go in. So if you're new to my channel, I hope you'll click the subscribe button while you're here, and be sure to also go to theflipflopchef.com so that you can check out thousands of other recipes, as well as my weekly product giveaway on Flip Flop Friday, every single Friday. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit here and show you guys a closer look at the ham. So like I said, this is a bone-in ham, and I trimmed off just a little bit. We're still gonna cook this at the same time, so we're not wasting this. I hate to waste food, so we're definitely not gonna waste it. I've got some homemade Dijon mustard dip or honey mustard dip, and the recipe calls for Dijon mustard, but this works just fine as well. I'm gonna put a little bit in here, and then if I need to add more, I will. I just don't wanna contaminate the original batch. And you can find a recipe on how to make this honey mustard dip on my channel here. So you can just search for honey mustard on my channel, or feel free to reach out to me if you can't find it. Or you could just use regular Dijon mustard. And I use the Pampered Chef South Carolina barbecue rub to make this mustard. And if you're confused by the fact that it's a barbecue rub, South Carolina barbecue is a mustard-based barbecue. So, all right, so I think this is pretty good. I'm gonna brush those other pieces too, so I'll get just a little bit more. And the reason I'm doing it that way is I don't wanna waste what's left after we finish this, because I've cross-contaminated. So that's why I moved it over to this smaller bowl. I'm just gonna put this on here so that we make sure that this all gets the flavor too. And just remember, this is a fully cooked ham. So what we're doing here is a great idea for Easter. You could put this in before you go to church on Easter Sunday, and it'll keep it warm till you get back. And then you just gotta make your side dishes to go with it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna transfer this from my pan here, and I'm using a half-sheet pan, into my multi-cooker pot. And then I'm gonna I'm gonna put those on at the very end, because I'm gonna pour some juices in here, and I wanna make sure that I get all that in the bottom. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a can of Coke. So this is the smaller can. This is 7.5 ounces. I like keeping this size can in my refrigerator, specifically for recipes like this or the Mississippi pot roast, which I like. So we're gonna pour this on top of the ham and around. And then we're gonna take, let's see if I can move this out of the way for a minute. Hopefully I won't forget to come back to that. Out of sight, out of mind, right? All right, 2 cups of pineapple juice. I usually buy the individual cans because I don't use tons of pineapple juice, but they didn't have the individual cans. So I'm sure I'll make a punch or something out of this, leftovers. Pour 2 cups of pineapple juice in here, so there's tons of juice. This is how we're going to create the steam for this recipe. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is I'm going to top this with a bunch of brown sugar. And so just get globs of this. We're gonna use 2 cups. So you're gonna press this on as best you can and press it in all the way around. This is such an easy, quick recipe. I'm gonna kind of turn And so I can get this side. You can even save these juices if you wanted to make like an au jus for your ham, you could do that. So I'm gonna press this in. I made a little bit of a mess. I'm gonna come back over here and I'm gonna grab these little pieces that I cut off, and I'm just gonna set them right inside, because like I said, we're not gonna waste that. Wash my hands. So we have the ham with our mustard sauce, some Coke, pineapple juice, and a lot of brown sugar. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get this ready to cook. And remember, it's already a pre-cooked ham, so this is just warming it up and adding some great flavor. You can serve it directly out of the pot if you like, or you can roast it in the oven a little bit to kind of caramelize the top. I don't know if you guys noticed this lid. It has a lid rest on the deluxe multi-cooker, and it's made for both right and left-hand users. So depending on which side is more convenient for you, you can prop the lid up rather than trying to find a place for it on the countertop. So we're gonna place the lid on here, slide this closer to me, and I'm gonna zoom in so that you guys can see what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna use a custom setting. So that's the first setting, but let me show you what you would do if you're gonna change the setting. You just turn the wheel to eliminate whichever setting you're on. So custom, we're gonna press the button so that I can adjust the time. 8 minutes, you guys, that's all we're gonna need. 8 minutes, and then press and hold. And now it says run. Now what's gonna happen is this little preheat wheel, this is our progress wheel. It's going to start filling up, filling up, filling up, filling up, kind of like you're coloring in a circle. When this is completely full, it's going to be almost pressurized. At the time of pressurizing, there's a little red pin here on the back. It's gonna pop up when the pot is pressurized, and this lid will no longer be loose. So like right now I could take the lid off, but when this is under pressure, you don't want to take the lid off because, well, you're not going to be able to. That's a safety feature, has a lock, so when this red pin pops up, it actually locks the lid on. And so if you ever can't get the lid off of your pressure cooker, it's because it's full of pressure and you don't want to take it off. You're going to want to let the pressure release naturally, or you can release it manually. And for this recipe, after the 8 minutes is up, we will release it manually. So that means that as soon as the 8 minutes is up, you can release the steam and you can serve it the way that it is, or if you wanted to roast it to give it a little bit more of a caramelized look and taste, then you could do that in your oven at that point. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna wait for this pot to pressurize, and then it will start counting down from the 8 minutes that we set this to. And I'll show you guys the finished product when we're done. So hang tight, I'll be back in just a little bit, okay? All right, you guys, I'm back to show you guys that this is fully pressurized. I'll zoom in so that you can see our timer is on 8 minutes, counting down from there. The red pin is up, which you may not be able to see. The steam cloud on this one kind of is a little bit higher than the red pin, but the red pin is up, and you'll see that this lid, it's not going anywhere. And so we're gonna wait for the 8 minutes to finish up, and then I'm gonna show you guys how to release the steam, and I'll show you the finished product of our ham on the inside. So just hang tight just a little bit longer and you'll see the results. All right, you guys, we're back down to the last, probably just a few seconds. It says 1 minute on the display. So we're just gonna wait for this to beep, and then I'm gonna show you guys how to release the steam. So let's just hang tight just a second, and we're going to release the steam. There we go. So you're gonna hear this beep, and I'm gonna use the handles on the side just to kind of rotate this around. There is and I should have showed you this before I moved it, but there's an X. I'm gonna push the X to stop the cooking, and then I'm gonna press the steam release button. And this is a little bit different from the quick cooker. So if you have Pampered Chef's quick cooker, the steam used to go away from you from the back, and on this model, it kind of goes to the left. So you wanna make sure that that the left side of this is facing away from you or anybody that you don't want to burn. So we're gonna press the steam release button, gives you the little chime, and then the steam will release. So we'll wait for that. And if you ever have a little bit too much, this is a perfect example. If you ever have any liquid coming out, like too much steam or too much liquid with the steam, rather than let it spray, just put a towel on the top. I've found that when you let it naturally release pressure for just a short period of time, then that doesn't happen as much. And we're getting a lot of juice. So I was following Pampered Chef's directions. I would say let this naturally release steam for just a little bit before you do this, because you're going to get a lot of, there's a lot of liquid in here. So it's pampered, not perfect, right? I just don't want it spraying all over the kitchen, so, or on me, right? All right, it's slowing down here. But that's what you do if that ever happens. So I cannot plan for that in a video, so I'm glad that you guys are getting to see like real life experiences here. But just be careful because the towel is getting a little bit hot. All right, set this aside, rinse my hands off. My kitchen smells so good right now. So this is almost ready to go. I'm gonna get some paper towels so that I can wipe off the top so that I don't get all greasy. But there was a lot of liquid, so from the Coke, the pineapple juice, you've got a lot of liquid in here, which is great if you wanted to make like a gravy for your ham. So we're just waiting on this to completely finish releasing steam. Hopefully you guys can hear it's like slowing down, slowing down, slowing down. And the red pin just dropped. So I'm just gonna wipe off any mess that I have here and being very careful around this part of the lid because this part is really hot. So you definitely wanna make sure you're careful with that. Okay, now just pull this up. Oh my gosh, this looks and smells so good. And then you can just prop the lid rest here. And let me grab a trivet because I want you guys to see what's inside of here, but I'm gonna need my microwave grips and a trivet. So let's see. All right. Oh my goodness, you guys, this looks amazing. Amazing, amazing. And the pot is more than half full. What I'm gonna do is I'm always afraid I'm gonna knock that lid off. Let me see if I can tilt this and show you guys. Oh my goodness. This looks so amazing. I don't even think that you would need to broil this at all. Like it's already so beautiful. And because it was a fully cooked ham, we know it's cooked already. And I brought out my meat lifters, which is actually an old Pampered Chef product. I'm gonna see if this is the best way to get this out of here. I'm gonna transfer it to my baking rack, but honestly, it might just fall apart. Let's see. See if I can get that. Yeah, I think this will be the best way. I don't wanna drop it, hang on. That bone is right there. All right, so just be really careful. I'm gonna let some of this drain off here. Whoops. But check this out. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to eat this. Like this is gonna be, like I'm not even really making this for dinner necessarily. And there's more ham in here that I'll pick out. I don't wanna burn myself, you guys. I need a wider island. I miss my island at my house in Georgia because it was so big in both directions. So I'm limited to the space that I have to work with here. But this will be for dinner, for sandwiches. I might even make like a ham and cheddar potato soup or something. Like there are so many possibilities that I can make, recipes I can make with this ham. And I have so much juice still left in the pot. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with all of that. So this is so easy and so quick, which I love. And so if you are looking for a great recipe for Easter, or maybe depending on when you're watching this, you're looking for something for Thanksgiving or for Christmas, this is your answer. Perfect ham, and I know it's gonna be delicious. So I appreciate you guys watching today. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to go to theflipflopchef.com to check out all of my recipes. There are thousands of recipes for you to check out. I have over 40 free cookbook downloads that you can access there, and a weekly giveaway. Just look for the Flip Flop Friday post every single Friday. Leave your comment. You'll be entered to win, and I draw a random winner on Monday. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.